Hey guys, how's it going? This is Calvis and welcome to another video of mine. Alright. So as you can see, I'm riding my motorbike again here in Vietnam, in Saigon. Right now I'm in Binh Tan district. It's about 14 kilometers or 10 miles away from District 1, from the city center where I live, so I'm gonna go back home right now. Okay, and today is the 1st of September 2019. So thumbs up this video if you're watching this in the year 2019, and comment if you're watching this in 2020. Alright. So tomorrow, actually in Vietnam, they're gonna have a Independence Day. So it's gonna be 74 years since Vietnam is independent, 1945. Oh, it's kind of hot in here today because it's sunny. Usually it's not this hot, but I can't feel the heat as much because I'm riding on a motorbike and it's windy when you ride, so that's really cool. But my helmet is quite big, so it's kind of hot maybe in the head region. But most Vietnamese people, they wear just a regular helmet, just a standard helmet, which I think isn't a good choice. I think your head is the most important part, and when you ride a motorbike, I think it's a good idea to wear a high quality helmet that covers your head more or less fully. I got my helmet for about $20, which is not bad, and I don't think it's like a certified helmet or whatever, but it's a pretty good place. The shop is called Andy's, and you can get pretty high quality helmets. If you really want to get like the highest quality helmets, you should spend at least like $100 or more than that. But these local Vietnamese helmets that everybody is wearing, maybe you can see it here in the video. These helmets usually cost maybe like $5, $10, something like that, maybe even cheaper. And it's quite common to see, especially kids, like parents with their kids riding on a motorbike without helmets, which is quite crazy. Like the kids are not wearing helmets that much. I don't know why is the case. Maybe the kids, they're growing quickly and their head is getting bigger quickly, and parents don't want to spend that much money for a new helmet every year or whatever. But back home, obviously that doesn't make any sense. But in Vietnam, that's pretty standard. So a lot of times parents drive without helmets. Well, they let their kids drive without helmets, which is quite crazy. But most people use helmets here, so that's good. I heard that many years ago they didn't have this like a mandatory law, so a lot of people were not wearing helmets. But then I was seeing this one girl, and she told me that in one day they passed like a law that you must have a helmet 100% on the street, otherwise the police will stop you and you will have to pay a fine. So the next day, suddenly everybody started wearing helmets, and it looked like some people were literally wearing like watermelons or something like that, like on their head, or it at least looked like that. So it's quite funny. I think that was like maybe 7 years ago, so maybe 2012, that this rule was passed and that it was required to wear a helmet. Alright guys, so what do you think about Vietnam? What do you think about the streets? It's not too busy today. Yesterday I was actually riding my motorbike. The streets were a lot fuller because we have a holiday tomorrow, so today is Sunday. So we had like a long weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and yesterday on Saturday the streets were packed. Like there's so many people. I've never seen that many motorbikes before, unless it's a traffic hour, but like pretty much all day it's quite packed. But today is quite okay. Alright, I will need to get gasoline again. for my bike. So I have a Nuovo Yamaha bike. Vietnamese people don't like to ride these bikes. They usually never ride these bikes because they require a lot of maintenance, I believe, and the most important reason why people don't use these kind of bikes is that they consume a lot of gasoline. Other bikes don't consume as much, I guess. But my specific bike, it's like a Neo edition, so it doesn't consume as much gas, I think. But it does require some maintenance sometimes, and especially it requires me to change the oil all the time. Well, I don't change the oil, but I go to like a repairman and they do it for me, and it's very affordable. Maybe to change an oil it will maybe cost me around 50 cents US, so not that bad. But I only got this bike for 6.5 million Vietnam Dong, which is $280, which is not bad. Usually people ride here with Honda Airblades or Vision bikes or Lead. Those are some good bikes. But I'm riding with the Yamaha Nuovo at this moment, and maybe in the future I'm gonna get a better bike. But right now I'm not really complaining. Like the first week that I got this bike, I had to repair it like a few times. Like not me, but I went to repair shop. They did it for me, and but after that initial week, everything else has been fine up until now. I think one time I had to change a tire. I had a flat tire. I think it happened once. But also that cost me like $1 or $2 to change a tire. So that's really cool. It's very affordable here. So yeah, the bike was $280, and I can just ride my bike, and I maybe spend like $5 a week for gasoline. So transportation here is quite affordable. I really love it, and it's very convenient to ride your bike in Vietnam. Like, it's so easy to get from point A to point B. For example, I lived in California before, in LA, and if you live there, you pretty much require a car. You need a car to get around, to go to places, all right? You pretty much need a car. The infrastructure, everything is made for people that have cars. And here in Vietnam, it's everything, the infrastructure here is made that you pretty much need a motorbike. I mean, a lot of people, especially expats, live here without driving a motorbike themselves. They usually just use Grab cars, which is like an Uber, or they use Grab bikes. You can also order kind of like an Uber. It's called Grab here in Asia. You can order bikes. Can you imagine that? And that's very affordable, very cheap as well. But I prefer to use my own bike, and I like to ride on the streets. And as you can see, the view is really cool. I don't know, comment in the comment section below, what do you think about the view? Like the first time I was on a Grab bike, so the Grab driver, he was driving, I was on the back. I was going for a long ride, like a 40-minute ride, and I really saw the city from a different point of view. It looked like so interesting, and I really loved it. Because when you walk, the city looks one way. When you drive in a taxi or a car, it also looks different. But when you're on a motorbike, it just feels so interesting, so cool. Like you feel the air, just or you know, sometimes polluted air. Just you feel it, and you feel the feeling, and you just the view is awesome. Like, I don't know, it's just so hard to describe. But anyway, having a motorbike in Vietnam, I think, is really great. And if you come here, live in Vietnam, you can also get one if you want. But obviously be careful in the streets. I think the first month of driving the motorbike is a bit hardest. Well, it's not really hard. It's actually not that hard at all. It's kind of like riding a bicycle, just it's like riding on steroids. So it's like a hack. You don't have to paddle. You don't have to do anything. You just jump on your motorbike and just press gas, press brake. That's it. You can get from point A to point B quickly. Alright, but the first month was hardest. So the first month I rented the bike for $1 million a month, which is $44 a month. this bike's quite loud. And on my first month, I actually fell down 3 times. All right, so it's pretty crazy. So, and but it wasn't dangerous. So one time I fell down because it started to rain, so it was a bit slippery, and so I was turning left, and the street, it wasn't huge, it wasn't like dangerous at all, but I was driving too fast. I was accelerating too fast and turning at the same time, and it was slippery, so I slipped out. But the speed was low, so like I didn't hurt myself. It was just a bit uncomfortable. It's like, oh God, I fell down for the first time. I think it was my like second day ever of driving a motorbike. And then I fell down because the second time I fell down because again I turned left, and it wasn't raining, it was dry, but I was like accelerating really fast, and I was turning left, and damn, again I just slipped out and fell down. And that time it hurt a bit. Yeah, honestly it hurt. I was a bit like, I had some blood and all that stuff, but it wasn't a big deal. You know, I just, since that I'm like really careful when I turn left and right. I don't accelerate as quickly. All right. And the third time, it was kind of like my fault. Well, actually it wasn't my fault, but it was my fault in a way that I was driving a bit fast. So usually in Vietnam, you don't ride that fast. You only ride like 30 kilometers an hour, 20 miles an hour. So that's not a lot. That's not really high speed. So you can make decisions quickly. And most people ride about that speed. So it's not as chaotic. It's not that hard to get around in the city because everybody's riding slowly, more or less. Okay, that's really cool. But I was driving in that instance like my speed was about 50 kilometers an hour, which is about 35 miles an hour, and suddenly it was a T intersection. So suddenly a car just like boom, the car went in front of me. So I had to like push my brakes as fast as I could, and I thought that I couldn't make it, so I had to like kind of like pull the brakes, and I had to lean a little bit to my right side so I make sure I don't hit the car, and I slipped out, and yeah, that hurt quite a bit. So so it wasn't my fault in a way, but it was his fault, but it was my fault because I was speeding. So yeah, and the taxi driver, that was the taxi driver, the car just went in front of me out of nowhere, and he just went out of his car, just looked at me, and then he just went away. He just didn't give a, he didn't give a damn. So, but there was a local guy, he helped me, he looked at me, he said, okay, you look fine, that's good, you can walk. I mean, I had some blood, but I can walk, everything's fine. And my bike was fine too. He said, okay, you're fine, your bike is fine, don't worry about it. So, but yeah, ever since then, I've never been in any other like accident up until now. I hope it never happens, but things happen, and the probabilities of accident is never zero. So you go from point A to point B, it's never zero that you're gonna be in like some accident, but hopefully it never happens. And I usually look at ladies driving a motorbike in Vietnam, and usually they drive very safe, and they're usually with kids or whatever, or by themselves, and they drive very slowly and carefully, and they rarely ever, they pretty much never get in any accident. So I kind of learn from them. I'm like, okay, I'm also gonna drive slowly, I'm not gonna speed, I'm just gonna drive like normal speed, and I think the probability of being in an accident is quite low. Okay. All right, and of course you have to be careful of the big vehicles again. I already mentioned this in another video. You have to be careful of the big vehicles. And the smaller vehicles, yeah, don't bother thinking too much about them. Obviously in the beginning it seems all hectic and chaotic, but you'll get used to it. All right. So we're getting closer to District 1, or the city center, which is quite nice. I'm gonna go and get some food somewhere, I think. Quite hungry. It's lunchtime. So I'm excited to eat some good food. All right. All right, and here we are at the intersection. We have traffic lights, and I love it. They give exact time when it's gonna be green again, and how long the green is gonna last, how many seconds. I really love that. Okay. So right now the traffic isn't too hectic. There are quite a few bikes, but believe me, this is not that many. Not that many at all. Alright, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Have you ever ridden a motorbike before, or a motorcycle? And maybe you've done that in Vietnam before as well. Like, let me know. And let me know if you would like to try it out. Like, I had a friend visit me from Latvia, where I'm from, and he rented a motorbike here. He said this was his first time in Vietnam. He rented a motorbike. I had my own motorbike, so we were like going places together. And it was quite fun. He really enjoyed it. He said like that's a really cool way to explore Vietnam. Yeah, so if you come here to travel, yeah, you could just rent a motorbike. It's like $5 a day, $5 a day to rent a motorbike, or $40 a month. So it's really, really affordable. Of course, be careful, be careful. Oh, we have a Lamborghini here. Oh, another Lamborghini. Can you see that? Wow, pretty cool. Fancy cars. I rarely see a fancy car here in Vietnam. I mean, there are a lot of Mercedes. They seem quite popular. But Lamborghinis, I see them maybe once a month, so not that often. But it's a big city, and a lot of people have a lot of money, so you can see a lot of things here, which is pretty cool. I love it. Oh, you can see a communism flag here in Vietnam. Saigon. But Saigon feels like a capitalism city. Like seriously, people are doing business like crazy here. I've never been to Hanoi, so I can't talk about Hanoi. I heard they're more conservative. But Saigon is a cool city, like open-minded. People are open-minded. They want to do business. They want to expand. City is growing quickly. It's expanding quickly. Just crazy, the speed that the things are going here. It's awesome. And you can open businesses easily. Everything happens easily. There's no problem of anything. People don't want to waste time. And people want to do business. People want to do things. Yeah. It's really cool being out here. Like the feeling that you get here is just incredible. It's like 2019 and the people here are just like doing their best. Oh God, this car, they're crazy. Okay, Mercedes. You just, wow. Yeah. All right, a crazy driver right there. Maybe it was my fault, but probably not. This usually doesn't happen, so he just went in front of me. Like he wasn't even, you know. I don't know, I'll see in a video what happened, but anyway, I'm all fine. Fortunately, he wasn't driving too fast. I wasn't driving too fast. So, yeah. Things like this can happen in Vietnam, but this rarely happens. Usually, there can be a confusion with like another motorbike, you know. But yeah, with a car, you have to be careful. Especially like people that have fancy cars, they can ride quite aggressively. You know, they don't really care about the motorbikes. It's just if you have a car, there's like a huge tax when you buy a car. I think they don't have a tax anymore, like that big tax. But there used to be 100% tax when you buy a car. So if a car costs like $20,000, it actually costs $40,000. So like that Mercedes, it probably costs like $60,000. And if you pay the tax, it probably costs like $120,000. So he really doesn't give a damn about motorbikes. He really doesn't care. He's just like, okay, I have this car. I'm like, you know, I'm the guy, I'm the man. I don't give a damn, you know. I'm just gonna drive as I want, as I wish. I'm gonna speed, I'm gonna do this. So you have to be careful of like big-headed people like that, okay? So there are douchebags everywhere, you know. But in Vietnam, you know, I don't see that people are douchebags. They're not really like, they don't act like that. They're really nice people, really kind people. So we rarely have like big-headed people. Okay, this bus is going right, so of course I'm careful and I'm going to the other side. All right. So as I said, be careful of big vehicles, okay? If you're careful of big vehicles, you're not gonna get in trouble. Alright, now we are in District 3, I believe. So now we're like only like 2 or 3 kilometers away from District 1. So nice, we're getting closer and closer. You can see many Vietnamese flags now, because as I said, they're gonna have a Vietnamese Independence Day tomorrow. So that's gonna be an off day as well for everyone. So it's gonna be fun. They're gonna have fireworks, all that stuff. I'm excited. Last year I was here as well during the Independence Day. It was quite a nice day. You can meet people quite easily. Yeah, many Vietnamese flags. Cool. Whee! We're getting closer to city center. As you can see, some people are riding their bicycles here on the streets. I don't understand why, but people that ride a bicycle here in Saigon, they usually never wear a helmet. Pretty much like 95% of the time, if people ride a bicycle here on the street, they don't wear a helmet, which is crazy. Like, what? Why wouldn't you wear a helmet? Like, it's pretty much like the same thing like riding a motorbike. Because as I said, when you ride a motorbike, the average speed is 30 kilometers an hour. And with a bike, pretty much you can have the same speed, and you're not wearing a helmet. Like, you know, things can happen. Yeah, I think helmets is pretty important. That's like the most important part. Okay. 1 second, and off we go. Off we go. So now I'm thinking, what should I eat? Should I eat some Japanese food? Should I eat some tacos? Should I eat some Vietnamese food? Should I eat some Russian food? I like that there's a lot of choice. Like, I live in city center though, and the prices here are slightly more expensive when I eat out, and I think I spend way too much money on food. But food is important for me. Yeah. Some people don't spend that much money on food. They just eat at local Vietnamese places, at the trusted places, yeah. Some places, yeah, you can get food poisoning, but if there's a place you can trust and that other people go, then pretty much how you can trust a place is you take a look at, maybe it's like a street food, you know, and the quality might not be the best, but you take a look, and if you don't see that many people inside the restaurant, then you know it's probably not a good place. But if you see there's a lot of people inside, and every day there are a lot of people, then you can 100% trust the place. You know, that's pretty much how you can tell. All right. But I still haven't decided what I'm gonna eat. But I tell you guys, like, when you live here, you don't miss food from back home. I really don't miss food from back home. Where I'm from, the food is like all natural, it's good quality. Like in Latvia, we have really good quality food, but I don't miss it, like seriously, because the food here is just amazing. You can have so many options, Western options, Vietnamese options, and Vietnamese food is awesome. It's delicious. You have Korean food, Japanese, like all kinds of food from everywhere in the world. Like, this city is just awesome. Like, you're never gonna starve in the city. It's awesome, it's great. Alright, we're already in District 1. Yeah, we're close to where I live. But I'm gonna go grab some food though. Let's grab some food. Yeah, these streets are so familiar now. So great. And I didn't even use a Google map to get here. Pretty much know the way. It's just crazy. Okay. Here I'm gonna turn left. This is a one-way street, so I'm gonna go right on the sidewalk because I'm gonna go get some food. Get some food. All right, so people in Vietnam ride on sidewalks quite a lot, and you can do it too, but please don't abuse it. Like, only do it if you like for example, here you want to get to a restaurant which is like 20 meters away. But some people just like whatever, ride long distances on a sidewalk or on the opposite side of the road. Doesn't make any sense. But this is quite normal, so don't hate on this behavior. All right. Can read my bike here. All right, and I'm gonna eat Japanese today. Japanese food. Gonna eat some udon, some sushi maybe, something like that. All right, here we go. Thank you. All right, let's go. Hello, yes, one. Can I have avocado sushi? And here kake udon? Yes. All right. All right, guys. I just ordered some food, and I'm gonna enjoy it now. All right. So see you guys around. I hope you enjoyed this video. What do you think about this Japanese restaurant, by the way? Leave a comment in the comment section below. Please subscribe, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated. All right. Cheers.